Hello, I'm Dennis Schwartz, the Design Director for Showdown. Today we're going to talk about our key learnings from player surveys, community feedback and data gathered over the course of our last 5 events. These lessons continuously shape our thinking for future events, pacts, traits, weapons and other mechanics. Thank you for your contributions to them. Let's start with a brief recap. First, let's talk about Devil's Moon. This event pushed the boundaries of our game by adding the element of choice between pacts and exclusive traits. This first round of pact traits were designed to shake up the gameplay experience and experiment with new mechanics. Devil's Moon also brought with it our very first wildcard condition, the Inferno, though it also predated our first wildcard contract, which didn't appear until Tide of Shadows. Our design goal is to have an even distribution of pick rate for our event pacts, but we missed the mark with Devil's Moon as the Grounded Pact, which featured both Shadow and Death Cheat, made up 85% of our total usage. The Lunar Pact made up 10% and the Infernal Pact only had a 5% pick rate. This wasn't a great result in terms of distribution, but the experiment and overall play experience was still judged a win for Hunt and good lessons were learned. Similarly, our new wildcard condition, the Inferno, changed our existing maps radically, which was initially well received but resulted in some fatigue as the event went on. Since then, we've learned a lot of valuable lessons about players' preferences in accessing wildcard conditions and received similar feedback for Thunder Shower, the Dark Inferno and Ash Bloom. With each update, we will tune and adjust the frequency of these conditions appearing and their impact on the play space and game mechanics. Moving into the Tide event trilogy, our goal was to better understand your level of satisfaction with the events and new additions being made. Alongside usage statistics and tons of great feedback we gathered from social media, we began publishing 2 public surveys for each event. Tide of Shadows was the first event we ran surveys for and we received well over 20,000 responses. We embrace and rely on your feedback on events, weapons, wildcard conditions and game mechanics to help us make Hunt Showdown the best game it can be. Please continue to take part in surveys and reach out via our official Discord and other social media channels to share your thoughts. The 3 event pacts on Tide of Shadows received a healthy distribution of usage compared to Devil's Moon, but still had room for improvement. This time around we made sure that Death Cheat was available to all pacts. We also experimented with different configurations of pacts and how to pledge for them at supply points. In general, we kept what worked and dropped what didn't. So every event had something new to offer, but we also had some old favorites come back for more. Eventually, some of these experiments turned into full, long-lasting additions to the core game. As the live events progressed, data showed that in some cases we matched our own expectations, while in others, certain pacts dominated in usage. Sometimes they started out with a healthy split before one pact emerged to come out on top, like in Tide of Corruption, when the Infernal Pact took over the lead at 49% usage, while the Death Pact at 27% and the Demented Pact at 24%. In other cases, like during Tide of Desolation, we saw some normalization between pacts only halfway through the event, with the Grounded Pact starting out as the strongest pick with 60% before dropping down to 38%. As far as pact rates go, Shadow Leap specifically was very successful in providing exciting new gameplay mechanics without disrupting the core of the game too much. We want to experiment more with new ideas like Shadow Leap moving forward. All in all, there is always room for improvement, but we continue to take your feedback seriously and iterate on the power of our unique pact rates going forward, as well as honing in on pact versus pact balance in general. Our live events have traditionally been a great way for us to introduce new weapons and equipment into the game. Some of these have turned out to be great additions out of the box, while others struggle to find their place in the arsenal. Among the best received weapons were the Drilling, the Pax True Shot and the Bornheim Silencer, as well as the Baseball Bat and the Katana. Both the Marathon and Mako have also been solid additions, even if some of their variants are not in widespread use, and their survey scores reinforced them being less popular additions. Less successful additions were the Uppermut, Derringer Penny Shot, Vetterli Cyclone, the Fire Beetle, and the Dolch variants in custom ammo. We have room to improve these additions further and touch most of them up again for August release. In review, we acknowledge there is an oversaturation of custom ammo in our arsenal. Moving forward, we'll take steps to address this by first reducing the amount of new custom ammo types introduced during events, and secondly, by rotating more options in and out with future updates to help shake things up and encourage players to try out different combinations. We clearly don't need further Dolch ammo added to the game anytime soon and are considering removal of some that are currently there. In terms of things well loved by players, Weapon Inspection first appeared in Tide of Corruption with overwhelmingly positive scores. This was expected given how long the request for this feature had been coming in from the community. Our first wild target, Roger, was initially received as only okay, but data gathered from the second survey showed that by the end of the event, she was more appreciated with a good overall satisfaction rate. Notably, the groups who had the biggest change in sentiment over Roger were the ones that included players who've played less than 500 hours of Hunt. Lessons learned around Roger have led to some improvements for future wild targets, their potential rewards as side objectives, and the overall difficulty of defeating them. Desolation's Wake also introduced the concept of pledge marks being used to unlock sealed rewards found in the world. Sealed rewards have been very well received. Specifically the full health restoration, master clue, bounty token for pledge marks, and the sealed cash registers scored high on our last survey. This encouraging result has us looking to expand and refine the mechanics for sealed rewards, which you can hear more about when we come back to discuss the lead up to our next event, which goes live with the engine upgrade on 15th August. Our current weekly challenge system has yet to meet player expectations since being introduced in Devil's Moon. The weekly challenge system suffers from three main problems. First, if you're unable to play for a week during the event, then you miss out on that week of event points, which is quite punishing. Next, completing a weekly challenge set requires players to constantly adjust their loadout and playstyle, which starts to feel like a chore after a handful of challenges. Lastly, certain challenges require specific custom ammo which new players and prestige players might not have unlocked yet. We want you to know the pain points here have been clearly identified. We will discuss our changes to the weekly challenge system in a future video addressing these primary complaints. For years, our players have asked for more ways to restore their lost chunks of health during a mission. As a result, we've experimented with different ways of restoring health chunks during most of our events. Overall, our community has welcomed the addition of more ways to restore lost or burned health chunks, but there have been times when we overshot the mark. We want players to have a chance to come back during a mission, rather than feeling pushed to extract without a bounty token. Peacekeeper is the best example of where we got the balance wrong on restoring health chunks. Restoring lost health chunks was too easy, and giving the ability to revive Red Skull teammates went too far, opening the door for exploits and frustratingly long stalemates, especially with fights away from the boss layers. Learning from this, we will tread far more carefully whenever a mechanic is considered that reduces the penalty of dying repeatedly to the point of Red Skull markers. We hope that you enjoyed some of the insights from this retrospective and how we try to find a balance between sentiment, surveys and data, which don't always align on the surface. We'll be back soon with insights on our August relaunch and what to expect from it.